been a resident of Boise, Idaho for over 800 years. I just don't get why this always happens to me every single time.
Oh, come on, guys. You get it. You get it, right?
Hello, and welcome to yet another Rag Company podcast here on the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel. That's right, I'm your host, Dane Hennon. Nobody's off to my right today, but there is somebody to my left, none other than Anthony Fisher.
Oh, Dane, thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
And, I insisted we try and do something a little different with the podcast today because, we're out Levi and we got to fill some time where he'd normally put his weekend in. But if this goes well, I kind of want to make like a regular segment. So I'm really looking for audience feedback when we do this today. Don't worry, I'm not getting to it just yet, but you'll know it when we get to it. Anyway, other than what I have to say, what about housekeeping? Anthony, anything going on in the world of TRC?
We do have some housekeeping, Dane. So here we are in the we're in the second week. Technically, now we are in the second week of December. Right? I can say that kind of.
Yes.
So this week we are going to be doing something a little more festive for towards later in the week. And if you're signed up for the Rag Company email newsletter, then you'll be up to date on all of the latest and greatest going on here at TRC, staying up to date on possible sales, right? Possible coal-related things, whatever that means. You guys don't know yet, but you will know here very shortly. So basically what I'm trying to say is sign up for the newsletter. We're going to be having some festive stuff coming up here. And then this Thursday, we're actually going to be doing a live Q&A, right?
Yes.
Where it's going to be more interactive than we normally would do.
Did I hear correctly that that's going to be on the Q&A channel or on the podcast channel or on the main channel?
That's a great question, Dane.
Okay.
That's a great question.
So we're just going to let people, figure it out kind of thing? Is that the move we're going with?
No, it's how the cookie crumbles, right?
Okay.
And nobody really knows how that particular cookie
if you
crumbling
show up
yet.
on Thursday and there's not a Q&A you're expecting to see, just know there's a possibility it's on our other channel. So, I probably should have figured that one out before I brought that to your attention. But I wanted to do it so you didn't get confused, although you might be more confused now. I just want to make sure we clear that up.
Okay, other things. The Rip and Rag microfiber tearaway towels are now available at theragcompany.com. And these things are flying off the shelves. I actually can't believe how fast they're flying off the shelves. I can, but it is, it's going pretty quick. So Rip and Rags are back in stock, and we also have the restock of the Ultra Air products. But just covering the Rip and Rags here, $14.95 gets you a 30-count roll, a fantastic deal, and you spend just a little bit more, getting to that $29 range, and you're going to get 80 of these 70-30 blend tearaway microfiber towels that are ready to rock and roll for anything that you need to clean up. So whether it's in the garage, whether it's in the house, whether it's wiping down your stainless steel microwave, your dishwasher, your countertops, whatever it may be, these towels are kind of just a grab-and-go special. They're going to be amazing. And
70-30.
And they're a premium 70-30 blend, right? There's a lot of people that are asking, Anthony, TRC, you guys aren't the first ones to do this. Well, we're not the first ones to come up with a tearaway microfiber towel, but we are the first ones to create a 70-30 blend and make it as premium as we can. So Rip and Rags are available. The Ultra Air restock is now available as well. So we do it. We have
everybody was asking.
I believe the inventory has been updated on the website with the Ultra Air products, meaning that the Ultra Air Blaster will be back in stock, the Blaster Plus, the Engine Blaster, and the Spray Applicator. I know people have been waiting over a month for the restock on that.
Hungry for it.
Head to theragcompany.com and check that out. And then we also have two other new products that we're going to cover a little bit more in depth maybe later on in the stream, which would be the Ultra No Soaks and then the Ultra Detail Applicator, which I think people will like as well. So new products have come. Some have been replenished. And then as far as other big things, so we are almost halfway through the month of December, right?
I mean, wow. When you put it like that,
right?
It just hits all of a sudden.
Pretty crazy. Which means, right, that in 2024, we are going to be launching or kickstarting off the next round of Grand Ambassadors.
Yes.
Which is happening faster than I...
And there's a Grand Ambassador right here.
We got the Bearded Hunter in the house here, part of our Grand Ambassador Showdown.
And Dabbler.
We also have Dabbler Details, part of the Grand Ambassador Showdown. But yes, so our next round of Grand Ambassadors, I mean, we're going to have to start choosing here pretty soon. So Dane actually just finished up with some of the tiles on the application, essentially, that we put out on Instagram.
They look pretty good.
And then we're going to basically just slightly retune the application just a little bit and get it out there. But essentially, this will be our new kind of take on the Grand Ambassador program going forward with the trimester system, as well as only having 6 Grand Ambassadors per trimester. Basically, this showdown was kind of a test run at that, and it's worked out so beautifully, and we've loved the more interactive engagement between the Grand Ambassadors, and also just being able to have a closer relationship with them without having to... how do I say this? We've already had a relationship with this round of Grand Ambassadors, but 6 people is significantly better to manage than 10 from like a social media side of things. And so,
and that way you really feel like they actually get their attention they deserve too, because sometimes you spread it out too much, then you wind up with like the kid who feels like the redheaded stepchild kind of scenario. You don't want anybody feeling left out.
No.
You want to make sure that you're just distributing fairly, but at the same time, I think this newer method, it looks really good. I'm really excited to see how it works.
I think it's going to be great. And obviously, we have increased the Grand Ambassador care package size substantially with probably going into this next trimester. It's going to be significantly more product. So when does the 2023 Grand Ambassador Madness end? It's going to end at the end of the year, and then there is going to be our multiple-week judging period in which we will then announce. It usually comes like end of January. What we're going to do is we're actually going to be splitting off all 6 finalists here in the Grand Ambassador Showdown to different employees here within the media building, and we're going to be going back through, crunching numbers, adding things up, and then just basically coming to our group conclusion on who the Grand Ambassador of the Grand Ambassador Showdown winner
an easy
of the year
choice.
is, but it's not going to be an easy choice.
Not remotely. So if you need to blame somebody when we do eventually come to a decision,
blame Gabe.
I'm not saying blame
Not me.
Anthony, but it's maybe more of a collective thing. So I'll definitely have some say in this one. Anthony gets the ultimate say because the whole project is his baby. But at the same time, I mean, I don't know any other way to put it, but there's a lot of good commentary here. I mean, Dabbler, I think the best way to go about this is just have us be Grand Ambassadors forever.
Yeah.
And then Joey, sign me up.
He's not wrong.
Well, so, Joey,
we do have a trick up our sleeve though for TRC with our Grand Ambassadors in the Showdown, and we're not announcing that just yet. But there's stuff out in the ether right now for people, and it'll
be fun.
It'll be a
I'm
really
excited.
cool opportunity regardless. So, anyways, so the Grand Ambassador Showdown coming to an end at the end of December here. New Grand Ambassadors will be able to apply here within the next week. And so I was basically just trying to decide whether or not I wanted to launch it on the applications on the 18th and run those open for a week. But we're going to be kind of crossing into Christmas, so I might actually kick those
till after.
Wait till after what?
Well, for the new Grand Ambassador release, right?
No, I'm saying that the application period.
Oh, the application
because
period.
I could also kick it out earlier than that. It just, we find that like the first several days we'll get a ton of applicants, and then it's like the last few days will be maybe a handful, 20,
it's
30.
funny. It's almost like when you do a sale where the beginning and the end are where all the activity are, and then in the middle it's just kind of normal. It's just people forget about it because there's no urgency there.
Correct. So we'll be hopefully announcing that here very soon. It's just there's a lot going on here at TRC between the Grand Ambassador thing as being one of the big things. It's also it's again all the holiday stuff, the festivity stuff we have going on here. We're still continuing to shoot for new products, and then we're trying to get out some more YouTube content before the end of the year. Needless to say, everybody's working pretty hard. So that's kind of it for housekeeping. Levi Gates, Master of Shine, detailer of over 27 years, a Boise resident of well over 900. How is that even possible?
How does he do it?
We don't even really know. He is currently in Disneyland with his fam.
That's why I put Mickey Mouse ears on him for this thumbnail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he is living his best life. We have not talked to him since. I don't know if he even wants to talk to us. Maybe he wants a break from us, which makes me sad to think about. But he does need his own alone time with his family.
He just needs some time, you know.
But I saw some photos that were him and Carly were at Galaxy's Edge.
Okay.
And I was like, that looks pretty cool.
They're at the edge of the galaxy.
Edge of the galaxy. And they are doing maybe Star Wars related things. Maybe they've gone on some rides. Maybe they've, I don't know. What do you think they're doing?
Well, I think
eating churros, licking light posts.
Disney introduced like those little droids they have going around the that part of the park now, which are actually like, as far as the technical achievement of getting them to like walk and move around, pretty impressive the way they did that. The Imagineer stuff, like. I'm not deep into the Disney stuff the way some folks are, and like Levi would proudly say he's way into that. But I saw a few things on like the making of like the little droids and stuff they do, and I bet the kids were chasing them around. I bet. Yeah. Pretty sure.
Yeah. I'm actually contemplating. So me and my family are contemplating going on a Disneyland adventure here in January.
Okay.
A quick hit. Like a quick in and out, like 3 days, right?
But not at land, at World.
No, Disneyland.
Oh, you're going to go to...
We've shifted it.
Oh,
We've shifted
wait
it to
a second.
Disneyland.
So this totally changes
it changes that thing, but not by much. So basically, I would be going to potentially going to Disneyland, coming back home for like a day or two, and then potentially, well, not potentially, chances are it's going to 99% going to happen.
It's definitely cheaper to go to land with the fam.
Yeah,
than World.
Then our own TRC adventure will be happening possibly in the great south area of Florida, the deepest south, right?
The deepest,
where the dinosaurs roam free.
Levi's definitely building a lightsaber right about now, says Joey. I think you're probably onto something.
So I'm hoping Levi is eating his fill of Dole Whips. Eating his fill of churros, and just generally enjoying just a magical side of the kingdom.
He just wants the vibes. Yeah.
Well, I saw his he had a photo he posted, and it looked like it was like some type of rope cutting or something like that, or maybe it was like the opening of the gates. It
like a
looked
ribbon cutting ceremony?
I don't know what it was. Carly posted it, but it looked like there was like thousands and thousands of people. Thousands. Like it looked like a giant crowd of people. Is Disneyland...
Are you sure that wasn't just a picture of the In-N-Out that's about to open today in 15 minutes?
15 minutes?
It opens in 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, speaking of which...
It probably looks insane.
For people that are unaware, Boise... it is a monumentous day, or how would I say that? It's a momentous day, monumentous.
And here come all the comments of people talking about Whataburger and whatever local thing they
Whataburger
like and love
is
it.
trash.
I don't like Whataburger.
In
Sorry,
the
Texans.
garbage. Whataburger is the worst.
I had it a few times to make sure I wasn't just in a fluke situation.
Worst.
I did not enjoy.
The best way to eat Whataburger is to wrap it back up, throw it in the trash. Just never revisit that place again.
Wow, you just like totally killed our audience.
I don't even care. But it's a momentous day here in Boise because we have received an In-N-Out burger.
We have
an In-N-Out burger. Keep in mind, Idaho has very much been California-fied in many senses, right? With different restaurants.
Some would say Californicated,
Californified, whatever you want to call it, right? But there's been plenty of different things, right? Where we have a lot of influence from California. But In-N-Out Burger is one of those things that just has not come up for many years, and for many, I think, I don't know, 5-6 years. The whole argument was that something about the meat couldn't arrive in time because it wouldn't be as fresh for as many days as it needed to be. The whole thing with In-N-Out
was the freshness. That was like the big sticking point.
It was like the
to
meat.
Me anyway. That's what interested me in it. Like people are like, oh, I can get a better burger, blah, blah, blah over here. And it's like, yeah, but by fast food standards, for like a McDonald's level meal, it's way fresher than the stuff you're getting from the other fast food chains, except for maybe Wendy's, because I love Wendy's. But
Dane is a Wendy's.
They're big on their never frozen beef. But anyway,
it's
good marketing for them.
It was a big thing. Like somehow, like the meat couldn't get to Idaho in time or something like that, and be able to last for as many days as it needed to before the next shipment.
Gene,
so
no.
It wasn't possible. So. Somehow that was fixed, or somehow that was resolved, and then somebody has now they've opened the first In-N-Out burger, which it's hilarious because I was talking to my wife about this. Like, they must have said, hey, we don't really understand Boise at all whatsoever, or like just the general geography of it.
Yeah.
Where's a hot spot to put it? Cool. Yep. Okay, let's just put it there. Basically, they put it, if there couldn't be a more congested area in all of Idaho, I mean, I don't know how to say this.
Oh no! All the comments on Reddit, online, anywhere you go, talking about this stuff. The comment
Eagle
sections
Road
are
in
people
Fairview
freaking out.
is the worst.
Eagle Road,
the worst.
Eagle
It's
Road
the
in
worst
Fairview
place.
is the busiest intersection in the entire state of Idaho. Now I realize that's like being the tallest kindergartner, but that's still something.
Yeah.
So it's bad. It's
no,
legitimately
it's-
bad. But a lot of people complain about that, and the counter I heard to all of that is basically people going, "Yeah, but if you're a business." Think of all the eyeballs that go by. Your static location, you're not waiting in that line. Yes, you're the ones who have to like run the store and stuff, but if it's business you're looking for, it is business you will find there.
They would have gotten business anywhere. They could have literally thrown in and
they
out
could have
in
thrown
a
it in New
freaking
Plymouth.
alley. They could have thrown in an alley and it would have gotten business. There would have been no question about the business. But now it's more of a matter of now you've created more traffic, right?
They do it on purpose.
You've created
I swear.
it's created just more issues.
It's
if anything.
wherever there is one. Like the one in Vegas, same deal. It's like always just.
Yeah.
But you know what? Life hack. Don't wait in the drive-through line. Just walk in.
Yeah.
Just
So-
walk in.
Anyway, so the In-N-Outs open there. They're opening one apparently by the mall where the old. I guess the plan was like there was like a Pier 1 that closed down. The mall not any better. I mean, that's also a nightmare over there. But for what it's worth, though, it actually might maybe it might revive the mall because the mall is a sad place in general.
Levi still loves going there, but
post-COVID
I've only
is-
gone there when I absolutely had to. for
Post-COVID,
something.
it became a pretty sad place. But I
Yes.
will say, around the holiday season, it does pick up quite a bit. So I'm just thinking it might be like a cool, old, fun thing. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like it might make the mall cool again. Hey, let's go grab In-N-Out Burger and go shopping at Hollister. Right, Dane?
Anything is possible.
Anything is
Maybe
possible.
Aeropostale. I don't know.
Aeropostale.
I called it Aeropostale because that's what we used to call it to make it sound fancier.
So,
It's just
anyway,
not happening.
my thoughts on In-N-Out Burger, though, I am an In-N-Out fanboy. I do love In-N-Out Burger ever since my upbringing in Modesto, California. That's
fair.
That was a place that I visited often. Double animal style, no cheese. I'm lactose intolerant, and then I do animal style on the fries, which is really just basically just the
slather
spread.
'em.
It's just the
Yeah.
spread on the fries.
See, I don't do the fries that way because I don't want a huge mess because I eat in my car, as you know. So yeah, I'm one of
and
those
then
people.
I will often do those little chili peppers, those little yellow chili peppers, and I will kind of cut some up and throw them on my fries as well, just to
Yeah.
kind of spice things up a little bit. And it's also amazing. So
And it's totally right, though. Chick-fil-A did the same thing. And people reacted much the same way when
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A first came out here. So,
Yep.
yeah.
yeah. So, anyways, we now have it in and out. We probably won't. I won't taste that food for probably a month.
I'm going to attempt.
No,
tonight.
you're not.
I am. Just
Tonight?
to say I tried.
Dane,
it.
there's no freaking way.
I'm going to walk in.
There's
I'm not
no-
going to wait in line.
Dane, there is no
I
way.
want to do it just so I can say I did it.
Dane,
That's the
but
only
there's-
reason.
I'm telling you, there's no way. How are you going to do it? How are you going to even get in there?
That's my whole plan tonight. Is like park on the other side of the parking lot and just walk.
But I think the line is going to be out.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
So-
Wear a jacket.
But people
And people are going to say this is dumb, and I agree. But the only reason I'm doing it is just mostly so I can be like, oh, yeah, I was there at the first day when they did this thing.
The disgusting part is that people, right?
There are people with camping intents right now
People
out
are
there.
intense. People are going to be buying multiple burgers, right? So they're not just buying one burger, two burger,
Probably.
right?
Yeah.
They're absolutely going to say, hey, I want like 6 animal style double doubles.
Well, yeah. Oh, you know what? It's going to be like the park
It's gonna be
situation at the
ridiculous.
Las Vegas party where people were like, I may not come back here for a while, so I need to order like 10 drinks.
Well, because I could buy an animal style burger and freeze it.
Yes.
Could I not?
But then it would be frozen. It would defeat the whole purpose of
Dane,
it.
I don't give a crap.
to me,
I'm
that
just
just
saying,
instantly
I
kills
could
it.
freeze it and then
Nope.
then resurrect it and still enjoy
Okay.
an 80% decent in
All
an
right.
burger.
So moving on from this conversation, although that is a spicy one, and I love the people who get invested in it, but I definitely know there's people who just go immediately like, don't care, because there's for all the hype culture that exists, there's a very strong anti-hype culture that exists these days. I feel for anything that people like, there's an equally strong, if not stronger, annoying contingent of people who go, actually, that sucks. And it's like, no, you're both annoying. Sorry.
Well, so there is the anti-hype of In-N-Out, right?
When I don't like something, I don't like something because it's the fad not to like that thing. It's because I genuinely didn't like the thing.
Well, like I was saying about Whataburger,
like most of the recent
trash,
Star
right?
Wars shows.
Whataburger, it's really
Except
not.
for Andor.
Not
Andor
that
rules.
Good. Whataburger's not that good. It's not. It's not like it's overhyped. It's just I just didn't personally think it was that good. But In-N-Out, I can always say, like, that's a decent burger. Whenever I eat it, it burns clean. And that's the biggest thing. You'll hear us say this in conversation. When I say it burns clean, it means it gets through my body.
Yes.
As it should.
And for
Every
Anthony, that is one of the most important things in life.
Massively important.
You run into issues.
Massively important.
So when there's something reliable that you can
burning
trust,
food
you love
is
it.
exceptionally important. So...
Yeah.
Anyways,
let's
go ahead and jump into some weekends, and we're going to jump into our next segment.
Mine will be real short.
Okay, hit me.
All right, so this weekend, I set it aside that I was actually going to get some stuff done this weekend. So really, as usual, it was, hey, I've noticed I have some furniture here I'm not using. I should probably list that on Marketplace and sell it. Hey, I've got some car parts here. I'm not using those. I should probably sell those. So between some winter tires, some taillights from the Flex, a tailgate panel that is my old one from the Flex, because I replaced them all with the cool blackout panels.
Yeah.
I've since sent those on their way. I mean, at least listed them up for sale. So I'm waiting for someone to buy those. But, you know, they're on eBay, they're on Marketplace, whatever. It's just hopefully someone picks them up. But apart from that, I sold an ottoman this weekend. So, got that out of there. Great big ottoman, good storage ottoman, but it's just taking up space where I didn't have the space to spare. So I was like, all right, you got to go. Now I can fit an exercise bike down in my living room, downstairs. So, you know, I have a better setup. Maybe actually get back into shape. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
So, little by little, I'm trying to build that out so that I can build up my, like, streaming office on the second floor in there. I can build out my office, get some cool artwork up on the wall, dress it up the way I want. Because right now, everything is like really compromised and pushed in a corner because there's just so much stuff in that room.
Are you sick of the stuff yet?
I'm sick of stuff.
You're sick of stuff, right?
Yeah.
I think, Dane, I swear to you, dude, this happened to me. Like, this was me last month.
Get the bug, man.
This was me last month.
Get the bug and just clean it out. Clear it out.
I'm tired of just stuff. And I go like, and it was kind of like that first hit. Like something hit me where I get why people will live like a minimalist lifestyle with like few nice things, but few things, because clutter will get to you.
Yeah.
Clutter is not the butter.
No,
am I
it's
right?
true.
It is not good. It will get to you.
Yeah.
So anyway,
it was basically I got the spring cleaning bug, but in the beginning of winter. So whatever, you know, you get hit with it when you get hit with it. So deal with it as you can. But I had that kick in and I had to do something. So I let that ottoman go for $10. It cracked me up because I had it listed for 20. I'm like, a 20 spot, that's easy. The guy wanted to haggle, so I'm like, oh my God, just take it.
For
like
free.
I was prepared to list
it
it for free, but I'm like, fine, $10, just take it.
Yeah.
So got that done, and little by little, house is clearing up. I'm happier with things that are going together, and tying into our upcoming segment, I did finally get some of the gifts locked down for family members that I had been like not holding off, but just it hadn't really clicked in my head, like, what am I supposed to get for the people who can get themselves most anything they want? Like, they don't need my help. But, sometimes you just wonder. So I figured some stuff out. Okay. So, I got the right stuff from my mom, my dad, my brother, and Liz, and, anybody else who comes across maybe a white elephant gift or something.
Nice, okay.
But so, that's essentially my weekend. I don't have much else to report other than that. That's just what I got going on. How about you? You did a little bit of something.
I did a little bit of something. So, anyway, I guess as an update as far as how I'm feeling lately, I have now... I guess technically today, I'm completely off all of any type of medicine from this, whatever the heck issue I've been having for the last God knows how long. And so I'm feeling pretty normal, which is pretty which is pretty awesome.
I've seen how you've been the last week, so that is a change. Because you've been kind of disoriented isn't quite the right word, but you've just been off.
Oh my gosh, it was just
there's something off about you. Like
medicine, man.
Like in a movie where somebody wears like another person as a skin suit and they're an imposter, like you just didn't seem yourself.
Correct. I didn't feel myself, Dan.
Yeah.
I felt like I was definitely...
You were not feeling yourself.
Definitely not the same person I normally am. But anyways, I basically had gone to the doctor the last week, and they basically said, like, hey, your inflammation in your lungs is back to normal. You're looking pretty good. They go, basically, it could be like this could be like a freak thing, and we're going to get you on just a normal, like a kind of like a steroid-style inhaler that people would have for asthma. We're going to keep you on this for like a month. And basically... if everything clears up, right, you come off of this, and they go, we'll just like mock it up as being like a reactive airway disorder or something like that. Basically, like, you know, you were sick, but your lungs didn't quite want to recover yet, but then you'll recover. Or potentially, they go, you might have asthma. And I go,
does this happen that often? Like, did they say, or they're like, you're just a particularly weird case?
No, they just said it was probably, honestly, it was the combination of me getting sick, probably having some type of infection.
Okay.
And then it was a matter of probably continuing to, you know, going to Vegas and working and talking and basically just kind of just overdoing it and not giving my body the enough resources to recover and getting back to normal. So anyway, so the good news is that my lungs sound really good. There's no pneumonia. There's nothing like that. It was really just a matter of like getting the inflammation down and then getting my getting back on track after this last round of medicine. So they did say that they're like, because I told them, I said, I'm done taking any bit of these the steroid stuff to help with the lungs, and they go, no, you're done. You're like you've taken a lot.
Your mood was really
like you've taken enough like an elephant-sized amount. And I go, I know, I'm not an elephant-sized guy.
You weren't grumpy, you were just kind of aloof.
Yes, that's probably the best way to put it.
You just didn't really want to engage with anybody. You were like, anybody starts up a conversation with you, there was like a 5-second delay in you responding to them, and that's if you were interested. If you weren't interested, you just walk by like you didn't even hear them.
Yeah, pretty much, Dane. That was probably the best way to describe it. So, anyways, so Friday though, coming off this medicine or tapering off this, I was still feeling kind of weird. So Friday night, it was pretty chill. Like I basically went home. I worked on some stuff just around the office. I think I jumped in the racing sim for a little bit, played that, but even that was kind of feeling kind of weird. So I ended up watching Blue Beetle.
Oh, okay. Per Levi's
suggestion. And Blue Beetle, not a good movie, but like I guess I could
Was it at least fun?
I could see the fun sense in it.
Okay.
Like, there was some fun parts about it. It was goofy. The graphics are horrible. The animations are horrible. But like, the George Lopez bits and stuff like that, I get it. You know, it was funny enough. So, Friday night was just kind of a chill night. Ended up watching that. Ended up just kind of hanging out. My daughter did end up getting sick with something else. Basically, my daughters got sick. My wife got sick. We're getting like hammered with all these different things, and so this month of December has not been it's been a weird month. So she got sick on Friday night, but Saturday morning she started feeling a little bit better. So Saturday I woke up and I was actually feeling pretty good, and I'm like, you know what, I think I'm going to attempt to fix my thermostat on my Honda Civic. So basically, on top of everything else that's been kind of going on, I have the thermostat that had failed in my 2001 Dodge Ram 1500 with a 5.2 318 Magnum, right?
As you always point out.
As I always point out. Just a
engine
beast of a truck.
that makes a lot more torque than horsepower.
No, big block. It's a big block V8, Dane.
Really inefficient.
5.2.
Really inefficient.
Thermostat went out on that truck, which I have just been coasting, and I don't even care. I've just been driving it every single day. Basically, it needs to get to 176 degree operating temp for it to not have a check engine light. It's getting to 174.
So what I'm hearing is your free truck really doesn't feel very free anymore.
No, that truck, man. So we were talking about this the other day. Everybody goes, Anthony, you got that truck for free, right? They're like, it's a good truck. And I go, I got it for free, but it hasn't really been a good truck. I mean, really, I've replaced 4 thermostats on it.
You're going through a lot of thermostats. At which point, somebody has to look and go, if you're going through that many thermostats,
there's
something else wrong.
There's something else. And so,
either address that or just stop paying for thermostats and it eventually breaks.
Well, so like, yeah, because I think Gabe was saying, you got it for free. It's not that big of a deal. I go, dude, 4 thermostats, 1 AC condenser, 1 water pump, 1 heater core, which was a nightmare. And then I go, I think there was not a radiator, but there was something else that was replaced as well.
So realistically, ballpark, how much have you paid for this free truck in terms of maintenance, repairs, that kind of thing? How not free has it been?
How do I say this?
Just for perspective.
It's probably been several $1,000s for sure, right? I mean, like there's no denying that. But it's been that many repairs in like 10,000 miles. It's not like that truck
Right.
I put like 30, 40,000 miles on that truck. I put 10,000 miles on that truck.
Well, you also have several cars, so they can only get so much attention each.
Yeah, Dane, whatever.
But you basically
whatever.
drive the Ram whenever you feel like not putting any wear and tear on the other cars for whatever reason, like weather or whatever.
Well, it's also the vehicle I put my daughter in because I mean, let's face it, it's easier to put her up into a truck than it is into a
she's not
lowered
exactly
Honda.
easily fitting into a Corbeau,
No.
kind of thing.
So anyway, long story short, I've had multiple kind of car issues where I have the truck where the thermostat's out on that. I'm still going to drive it. Then I have my Honda Civic. The thermostat went out on that. I go, I really want to fix that. So Saturday, I grabbed the parts, grabbed everything I needed to do, and just dove right in. And easiest, dude, it's like a 15-minute. I can't even believe how easy it is. I did it when I was 18. Like I remember doing that job when I was 18 on my first Honda Civic and being like, wow, working on cars is easy, right?
That's how I felt working on the Miata. I'm like,
Working on
I'm
cars,
prepared for anything
working on
now.
cars is easy.
I'm
Anybody
not.
can do this, right? I literally spilled, I think, all of my radiator or all of my coolant onto my parents' garage
riddle
floor.
me this, like placement of the thermostat on the Civic.
Yeah.
Is it, well, first of all, where is it? Because the easiest thermostat I've ever seen was on the variant, like I had a Mazda B3000 at one time. That had to be the easiest to replace thermostat I've ever seen in my life. It's literally a hose comes out towards you, and then after like 8 inches to 10 inches, there's just a spot where you just pull its little hat off and you replace it and you're done, and then just put it back in line. Ford Rangers have the same thing.
Yeah.
Is it easier than that? Because that feels like
'cause
probably the easiest.
I pulled off my intake just to get to it a little bit easier, but I mean,
Okay, so you had to remove
didn't
intake
really
cover.
need to, but you could remove some stuff. So
Okay.
long story short,
It's still not bad.
I was in and out of there, got that replaced, and I would go, sweet, okay, I'm a happy camper. So after that, on Saturday is my brother's birthday.
Okay.
So then there's a couple different festivities that we had.
Uh-huh.
So my brother's in town. He's in town for hopefully probably the next 6 or 7 months. Right, he's out of the Air Force now, so he's just trying to kind of figure out what he wants to do. He's wanting to go into something else in the aviation field, but he needs to get a couple of college credits. So he's back in town. So on Saturday, we asked him for his birthday what he wanted to do, and he goes, "Oh, down for anything. My friend's coming into town later tonight, but I'm down to go do something fun."
Okay.
So I threw out the idea of doing an escape room, right?
You love your escape rooms. You're an escapey roomy kind of guy.
Escape room kind of guy, man. And so this Boise escape the room Boise, which is the one that me and my wife went to for our honeymoon. We had a ton of fun, dude. Dane, I'm telling you, you would like it.
I mean,
Dane,
I'm
you
not
would like
opposed to it. It's just never something that really kind of like haunted mazes and all that kind of stuff. I've always been kind of indifferent to that stuff because
I get
if
that.
there's some like, high school kid dressed up as a chainsaw wielding maniac and he just chases my friends and I'm like, all right.
Well,
but
this is not that kind of escape room, Dane.
I know, but in this case, it's just reminded me of a TikTok I saw this morning where there was somebody who was running around to like the front doors of escape room places, locking the front door and trapping the employees inside it, and then giving them a card with clues on it on how to get out.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
I was like, that's pretty meta.
So, essentially, we arrived at this escape room in the Boise Mall, and the one we booked was for a Western. It's kind of Western breakout, kind of like it's a bank heist is what this was. It was like a Western bank heist. So we showed up, and it was so funny, dude, because it was me, my brother, and my parents.
Oh, your parents were with you.
Yep, just my mom and dad. And so I because my wife was watching my daughter because she's sick.
Sure.
And then nobody else could really make it, but it was 4 people, and I go, this should be fun. So we get to the escape room. They give us the runaround. They tell, okay, this is how it works, blah, blah, blah. I said, I've done this before. I'm a pro. I'm a returning customer.
Excuse me, I am seasoned.
Well, I went in there and I said, my name's Anthony. I've done the agency. I failed that one, but I did the submarine.
Here are my credentials. You just hold up a little leather wallet thing and it folds out with a badge.
And they gave me the kind of the cool story bro look, and I said, all right, well, I'm here to
dismissed.
I'm here to break a new record, right?
Ooh, okay.
So, anyway,
we time trials now.
we get into this escape room. It was just so funny, dude, because my mom's a lot like me. She's just kind of go with the flow. Just kind of, hey, I'll go mosey around and see if I find anything, right?
Yeah.
But my dad is super intense. But my brother is like trying to. My brother's kind of right in the middle. And me, I knew that there needed to be some type of intensity that needed to happen, right?
Because it's only as intense as like you
make it, right? But the thing is if we just all moseyed around, we would just been moseying around for 30, 40, 50 minutes. I'm like, we got to freaking do this, right? So I'm trying to get everybody hyped up. I said, the second that door closes, right? Rampage,
We're getting out of here in 15 minutes or less.
We're going through everything. So super fun. We went through, started finding a bunch of different clues and all sorts of different stuff. And my mom's just like, what does this mean? I'm like, Mom, that doesn't mean anything. That's just a sign on the wall, right? And
it's a red herring designed to fool you.
My brother's like, what does this mean? I'm like, that could mean something, but just not yet, right? And so they've never done this before, so they didn't know.
Sure.
I've done probably 3 or 4 escape rooms, so like I kind of have an idea. They had no idea. They don't know. I don't know how any of it works. So walked them through it, man. And you know what? We got out of that room in 33 minutes.
Okay.
33
minutes. Not bad for a first time.
We had an
first
hour.
Timers.
We set the record for the week,
right? Nice.
Of the entire whole escape place. I go, pretty amazing.
All right.
Our clues were pretty minimal as far as how many clues we got. And my parents were hyped. My brother was so hyped. He was so pumped. He's like, this is awesome. And so,
some people just love solving a good puzzle.
Dude, it was a good time. Like we actually did it. And after we finished, they were like, should we do another one? I go, I don't, let's give it a little bit of time. So we wrapped up there, went back home, and then that night, since it was my brother's birthday. So this is what the plan was.
Okay.
My parents back in September went crabbing.
Okay. Where'd they go crabbing?
Oregon.
Okay.
So they went to Oregon to go crab for Dungeness crab.
Yeah.
And they had a pretty good haul. They went there and they filled up like, dude, I don't know how many totes of crabs, right? They brought the crab back to Boise, froze it, and it's been frozen since, right?
Yeah.
For my brother's birthday that night, they wanted to have a crab feed. They wanted to get together and just kind of do like our own little kind of family crab feed and whatnot.
Well,
and
of course, you're like, sign me up because I love that stuff.
I'm a big seafood connoisseur, and just as much as Levi Gates is, big fan of shelled fish.
He famously responds well. His body responds well to shellfish.
Yes. So we go to my parents' house. We sit down. My mom prepares all the crab. She has all the steamed crab all ready to rock and roll, butter, garlic, all that stuff. Naturally. And so we sit down and we start jumping into this stuff. To my dismay, every crab that we cracked open, every shell, every leg, there was nothing in it.
It was just
Dane, it was
were
like
these like
morsels.
Crabs?
I don't know what they were, but it was like the saddest thing. So we're cracking all these crabs.
Okay.
And my mom's like, well, anything good? And she's like looking over and there's just nothing, dude.
No.
There's nothing in these.
This is like the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation turkey or whatever.
It's literally like we're just like taking our front of our teeth and just pulling out just a little bit of something.
Oh.
Dude, I had like 15 crabs. And I had probably less than like a quarter pound of meat.
Okay. Here's your problem. You guys went looking for Dungeness crab in Oregon.
It was Dungeness crab in Oregon. But
because I was resisting bringing it up because they make fun of me every time I bring up squid. But, dude, I lived in the home of Dungeness crab. Literally, Dungeness Bay, the actual water the Dungeness crab is named from, all that stuff. That's where it's at. There's a little restaurant right on the Strait of Juan de Fuca there, right on the shore, called Three Crabs. And that's where it was at. It looks like Express Cafe, but sells seafood.
I know that they went too early in the season. The crabs probably didn't grow enough, and I don't know. So regardless, right?
Not meaty boys.
Regardless, it wasn't very meaty. It was still a good time. We had a fun time. I mean,
it was the process was fun.
The
with
flavor
family.
was still there. We still had a good few bites, right? But as far as Dungeness crab are known to be very hollow. There you go. Okay, so these ones were very much hollow, and it was a very strange thing. But as far as crab goes, though, Dane, are you a big crab guy?
Love crab.
Do you more of an Alaskan kind of crab guy?
Alaskan king crab is really good.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I mean, I've mostly, all the crab I've had in my life food-wise is Dungeness. I mean, that's really it. So that's the majority of it. Other than that, it's been king crab stuff.
Oh, it's been king crab?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Because these shells were literally super, I mean, we were just tearing apart with our hands. I mean, they were very easy to tear apart, so that was the nice part. But we barely got anything. So Sunday, gloomy day. Honestly, here in town, it was just rainy. We just kind of hung out, and my whole family just not feeling great. So we ended up just kind of watching some TV, cleaning up things around the house, got a Costco order in, made some soup, made some things like that, and pretty chill. I mean, it's been kind of a weird couple weeks in terms of the weather, how I've been feeling, and all that. So I haven't really gone out and done a lot of detailing or done anything that I've been wanting to do, but hopefully here within the next week or two, especially if we start getting more light, because I don't know about you guys, but living here in the Northwest, we are going to work. It's pretty dark. Getting off work, it's pretty dark. Darkest day of the year is it's going to be, December 21st.
We're coming up on it.
Technically.
Yeah.
And I think it gets better from there, right, Dane? Something like that?
Yeah, no, you pretty quickly start to turn around, so there's definitely room for improvement.
We need a little bit more light.
Yeah.
So, let's see. So that's pretty much it. So we're going to move on to our next segment here where Dane has been...
The one I just invented today, and I was excited because I'm trying something.
20 minutes for this so we could go through and highlight some fun stuff.
Now, I did want to point out Anna Longfield here, looking like a newer viewer, although claims she watched some of the other pod stuff, so that's cool. Thank you. And good morning from Tacoma. Appreciate that. I'm actually, from there, so I know a thing or two about that.
Is there ever going to be a time where you don't plug or have
I'm
to
just
talk
going to
about
mention it.
Washington in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah, well, it comes up because people start to think I'm from Idaho or something.
So
but I mean, I've been here so long, I might as well be from Idaho.
What's that place that we went to in Washington? When we were going to Air Force One every year, we stopped at that one burger place.
Oh, that's the one in Yakima, the Miner.
The Miner.
Yeah, the Miner Burger, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like multiple years in a row we stopped there.
Yeah.
Why was that place special?
That's just one of those weird, old... You know how, people will drive Route 66 and they just, do it for the adventure of it kind of thing? Well, when people will go off Route 66 and they maybe do, I-90 or something like that, or, the 101 route up further north, they go by and I think on their travels, if they were, further north, Spokane, Yakima area, they would go through there, and that was just one of those famous, burger stands that's been around forever. Forever and ever.
It's not particularly good.
It's not good. It's not the worst, but it's just somewhere in the middle. But it's it's a nostalgia thing for a lot of people. They have a lot of trinkets and knickknacks there.
I think the thing that caught me off guard about that so much, or not caught me off guard, but impressed me the most, is that was one of the few places that had Mountain Dew Code Red, Mountain Dew Baja Blast, Mountain
flavors.
Dew Voltage.
They know their audience.
There's definitely a particular audience who goes to the Miner Burger in Yakima, Washington.
Well, Yakima, the nicest way I can put it is it's basically, in California you have Bakersfield. That's basically what Yakima is in Washington.
Oh.
Yeah, and Bakersfield is my least favorite place.
Yes.
Sorry, anyone who's in Bakersfield. At least the few times I've been through there, it's never been a great experience.
Well, Dane, honesty is
that's the policy of the day. And hey, you know what? Everybody talks about, people need to be more real, speak with the truth. It's like, okay, there you go. Okay. Anyway,
right,
we've got a
next segment.
So, yes, I think we could start, though, leading into this with Anna's, do y'all got any tips for a newer detailer? I used to work at a massive production detail shop for an auction house. Now I'm starting to book my own details.
Oh, man. Gosh, any tips? Have fun. Don't overcommit. Don't undersell your services.
Know your worth, for one thing.
Know your worth. And, try to make as many connections as you can as far as, keeping busy and keeping a pretty consistent schedule.
Yeah.
Use premium detailing products.
Yeah.
I think invest, I don't want to say buy once, cry once, but I mean, invest in your business, invest in yourself. And I think that you'll get into a routine of things, and I think things will start.
If you want
paying off
repeat
pretty fast.
business, don't buy cheap products that potentially damage things if you want to have those people come back.
Sure.
That's something I've seen run into where people
Sure.
use like a degreaser that's way too strong, things like that. And not claiming Tacoma, but it's where I live. I know it's not particularly great a place. It hasn't been for a long
Peter
time.
Brookins says, California just had warm weather really far into November, so it delays things with the crabs.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, so now moving on to the segment that I actually had set up this morning, wanted to talk about. I thought it would be nice going forward, because I understand not everybody wants to just hear about our weekends. We need to offer something to the detailers in the audience who want to watch our show, but I want to make it something that's not just the Q&A, right? We have the Q&A on Thursdays. That's what Thursdays are for, and we try and keep it that way. But one of the nice things is I think we could do some stuff where we like surf our website, surf detailing websites, kind of talk about pros and cons of different products that we like, things that interest us. And maybe for today, we treat it kind of like a last minute buyer's guide for like gift shopping for him, for her, that kind of thing, starting with their own products, but then kind of expanding out from there and just kind of taking a second to maybe have a little back and forth about it. And feel free to jump in the comments if you want, but this is not going to be like a Q&A type thing. This is mostly just demonstrating stuff that's out there in case you haven't looked at our site lately or haven't caught up with stuff. So that's what we're going to do right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So bring up the website, please, Nick. All right. Well, first things first, obviously, we try and keep our website relevant to whatever the new thing is. And Anthony knows full well the Rip and Rags are where it's at right now. For those who aren't aware, Rip and Rags are 70-30 blend when they're coming from us. So that's a big deal, actually, because you may have seen other terrible towels in there. I've heard people say, oh, I can get a thing at Walmart. I've seen that. I've also seen what the blends are on those things. I think I heard Tony Mazzell say that there was a crazy one that was like
93.7,
83.17 or something.
83.17 is not horrible, but
That's
I mean, there's like
horrible,
93.7s
but I've seen some bad
out there.
ones, bordering on 100%
So,
polyester.
70-30, obviously.
Ours is 70-30.
Premium. It's going to be, basically, it is the best in the market currently as it sits, and we're really, really proud of this kind of talent combination.
You, Joey.
Now, if we can jump to new products, please.
Yes.
We're going to scroll up here. We're going to check out some new products because on top of that, there's going to be some other things that have hit the site as well, including the Ultra No Soak Coating Applicators.
Now, why would somebody want those, Anthony?
So if you are a ceramic coating installer, or if you are just somebody that uses coatings often, this is going to be one of the best bang for the bucks that you can get. So what we've done is we have utilized Ian over at Autofibers barrier technology for his coating applicators. We've basically licensed that through him, and because we are friends with Ian over at
And
Autofiber.
we honored the source, man. Look at
regardless
that.
of what people may think. we may be competitors, but we're still friends. And so
He's got good tech. and
we
wanted
have
to use it for our own
incorporated
thing.
the no soak material in there. So basically, you're going to have your premium sponge, you're going to have your outer barrier, and then you're going to have our microfiber blend here on the outside of this with the cool ultra colorway. So we're going to have gray on one side, and then we're going to have a premium kind of that ultra blue on the other. So this is going to come in a 6-pack is what this is at $12.95 at theragcompany.com. So these are going to be great for everything, though. I mean, more than just coatings. They're going to be great for trim coatings, glass coatings, applying solution finish. They're going to be great for applying PSS. Basically, any situation where you don't want the sponge absorbing a mass amount of liquid in any way, shape, or form, this is going to be the perfect sponge for you. So we have some new branding on the packaging if Nick goes over to that. So these look absolutely awesome. 6-pack and a 3x5, and these things are ready to rock and roll, and a really, really cool applicator.
The 3x5 is a great size, but I know I've also heard people say they look for something smaller. So maybe sometime in the future, maybe we introduce something a little smaller. But for now, the 3x5s are where it's at. And you should really give them a try. If you're not sure about that, but you find yourself using applicators or something else as an applicator, try these out and see if it doesn't improve things for you.
Yep. So Ultra No Soaks are now available. These are going to be, I think, a fantastic seller, especially for people in the coating world. This is one of those things where it's like you buy 3 or 4 packs of these, and you're set for years. I mean, that's kind of what I do when I buy my applicator packs. I usually buy as many as I can want to store in my shelf.
Yeah.
And then I just don't run out. Because there's so many times where I'll go to do a touch-up on a coating job, or I'll touch up my own cars, or I'll be doing something random, and I'll go inside my cabinet and I go, crap, I don't have one suitable applicator. And I go, is it worth risking, wrapping a towel or wrapping a piece of suede or whatever it may be.
And Franco had a point here about pucks, saying, yay, another option other than pucks. Pucks are great, don't get me wrong. There is something to be said about the way applicator feels in your hand. Some people like a puck where it's round. I'm personally one of those people. I kind of like holding one of those. Like, that just feels better in my hand. Other people prefer more of a rectangular thing where it's like a little longer. It's almost like holding a phone. Yeah. Essentially like a smaller phone.
To answer Anna's question, this is not the same as the PNS applicator.
Different.
This is actually a different material. This is our own microfiber. PNS's applicator, I believe, was a different batch from Ian.
Now, by contrast, if you're wondering that because you know that like our clay towel, we shared the tech with them for their clay towel. Those are similar. So like if you're, for some reason our blue one is out of stock, you can use the PNS red one. Correct. And you'll be just as good.
That is a towel that we produce.
But that's because they borrowed the tech from us on that.
All right,
but in this case, they are different.
Nick, we're going to go back and we're going to check out one more new product here on the website, and we're going to check out the round detailing applicator here. So this is going to come in a 10-pack. And this is a fantastic bang for the buck. Dude, 10 of these for $13. New TRC branding on here. So you're going to have the ultra blue, also the gray from the suede. We're going to have some TRC embossed logos on here. So this was basically a revisit from our original round wax app, which we had for many, many years. Jeff came up to me and he goes, hey, how can we just revisit that and make this better? And I go, okay, well, let's go ahead and do some embossing. We're going to go ahead and make this strap tighter for where the suede is. We're going to make this more comfortable.
I love the way they look now.
And
I think they look
we're just going to make
cool.
it way more premium.
Yeah.
So
it looks much more high end.
It's, a much better overall round applicator. And this can also be something that can be used for coatings. It can be used for glass coatings. It can also just be used for literally just wax, man. You can just throw wax on these things all day long, and you're going to have a good experience. So when we were doing the testing and the development of this new version here, I was really testing a lot of interior stuff. So Top Star, for example, from Coach Kemi was probably one of my main test bed products because it's a very liquidy product, but it's also something that I want to have good control over when I'm applying Top Star.
Sure.
And this, when I wrap my hand into this particular round wax app, I have fantastic control. I'm still able to get into nooks and crannies. And
does this one contour well, would you say?
It contours extremely well. Yeah. And I just like it because when I'm doing a dash, I just feel like it flows really easily. I can see my crosshatch pattern of where I'm applying something. So,
Go, Nick, you just like things that are round.
Yes.
Being wheel people and all.
They are very, very, very sexy applicators. And so the embossment's very visual. I mean, it's not something that's going to probably last forever because you're going to be rubbing up on things. But you can wash these applicators over and over and over again. The stitching is so good on them that I think that they're going to last, 10, 20, 30 uses. So 10 applicators for $13, dude. That's probably one of our best deals we've ever had on an applicator pack.
Oh, for real.
And I think it's just literally because we committed to so many. So please buy them so we can still continue to give you all of the fantastic deals.
Yeah, so you're not just getting one there. You're getting 10 for that
There's
price.
10, man. 10
so
for $13.
That is a dumb good deal. Right there.
And it comes in a really cool sleeve. Nate did a killer job on the branding, and that's something to look at. So
super sharp.
All right, going back to our new product page here, and in case you guys missed it and you want to get a chance at picking some up, we still do have some of their Blackout t-shirts from Black Friday, as well as the Blackout World Champs hoodies, the hats, and then the IK 360s.
Yes.
So
Anna did have one last question about that. Can she use it with Clarity Cream? I think yes.
Yeah, you can use it with Clarity Cream. It's probably not going to give you as much bite as you would with a foam pad, but
it's very soft. That's the thing.
For a little quick spot clean on glass, it'll be perfect.
Sure.
So really quick here, more holiday gift guide stuff. So the IK Multi TR1 360s, $15 gets you into the newest version of this, where you have upside down spray capabilities and the weighted tube. This is probably one of the best. Okay, don't laugh at me, right? Saying this. This is one of the best damn little gifts that you can give somebody that doesn't even give a crap about detailing, right? So I got my mom one of these sprayers.
Just to use
right?
like around the house kind of thing?
Well, I didn't even get it for her. She was at my house the other day, and she goes, "Hey, Anthony, I need a sprayer for something. Can I just take this one home?"
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, just take. I have enough of them." So I gave her one of them that does have the 360 drop tube in it, and she called me and she goes, "What is this thing?" She's like, "What is this sprayer?" She's like, "This thing's sweet." And I go, "Do you like it?" And she goes, "Oh, heck yeah." She's like, "I'm throwing like my glass cleaner in." And she goes, "This is amazing."
It's because the actual holder is tough as hell.
She goes, these other bottles I have are crap. And she goes, "What? I want more of these bottles." And I said, "Do you really like them that much?" And she goes, "Oh my God, I love them."
I think more people knew about them,
My
right?
mom's a hairdresser, so she's been doing hair forever. So she's
very familiar with spray bottles. Yeah.
Thousands of spray bottles. Yeah. Thousands of spray bottles.
So she knows a good one when she sees one.
So like when I talk to my mom about sprayers, I'm like, "Yeah, Tolco sprayers." She goes, "Anthony, I know all about Tolco." My mom knows
and you're
everything.
like, "Oh, right."
She knows everything about sprayers. So when I handed her this one, and she goes, "This is comfortable." She goes, "I can turn it sideways." She goes, "This thing's sweet." And so...
did you explain like the weighted straw and all that?
Yeah. And so anyways, what I'm trying to say is that these bottles are so nice, man, that like you don't have to be anything detail related. Get them for somebody that's just looking for...
It's less than $20.
House cleaning, whatever it may be. And that will be like the last bottle you'll have to buy for that. So basically a fantastic holiday gift. It's $15. I still have a lot of my original TR1s. Abon, thank God, when he was here at TRC, gave me the first prototypes for the weighted drop tubes on the longer one. So I converted some of mine over already. I will probably be purchasing more to get my full line, basically all 360s, because let's face it, man, I get sick of being close to empty on those bottles, turning it at a slight tilted angle, and I just go...
That goes for any sprayer. It's just annoying, right? You're just trying to get the job done, and it's being stopped because you turned it a little bit. Yep. Now, Nate's clever solution for letting people know which bottles were the 360 bottles was to literally just flip the image upside down. So that's how you know when you're looking at a 360 sprayer on our site.
Yep. All right, so then back up here just a little bit. So we're going to go over the IK TR1 360, or the Multi-Pro 2 360. So... Yes. This is going to be obviously the ultimate. No, I can't call it the ultimate rinseless wash sprayer, but the second ultimate rinseless wash sprayer. $40
for the handheld versions. This is the ultimate for the easy handheld.
$40 gets you into sideways spraying, obviously, which is so nice with the 360s. And being that this is the liquid sprayer for O&R, Absolute, whatever the heck else you're putting in here, ideal. It is so much nicer. If you're not already converted to like the Multi-Pro 12, or if you're not already converted to a larger sprayer for rinseless washing, this would be a must. Like I would just start here, especially if you're looking to maybe get somebody a gift of rinseless washing. You can get them an IK Multi-Pro 2 360, get them an 8-ounce bottle of O&R, get them a bucket, get them a couple of chenille mitts, a grit guard, a drying towel, and a couple quick detailing towels. That's it.
Yeah.
You're ready to rock and roll.
You don't really need more than that. Although I was going to say, Wu-Jay here with a question, are any of these going to be a part of microfiber kits? I usually buy the applicator kit.
So in the future, potentially, since these just came in, we would have to kind of curate some of the kits. Not yet, but I'm not going to say never. So I would say maybe eventually everything would be roped into one more massive kit. But as it sits right now, we're just these are just the new product launches, so they'll be
kits can be tricky because the kit itself is wonderful. Everybody loves a good kit. The problem is as soon as one thing in a kit is sold out, or like in between shipments or something, then the whole kit becomes unavailable, and then people think none of the stuff's available when in fact it is. You just have to seek it out individually, and that's not very fun. But just to be aware.
Cool. And then here, last but not least, here we have the Multi-Pro 12. We're going to go back and click on that. And this will probably be our last little kind of plug here as far as a big, awesome gift for Christmas. So the IK Multi-Pro 12 Plus, $121 with a Schrader valve, with a fantastic capacity for rinseless washing or whatever liquid you want to put in here. Does have a conical spray pattern, also has a flat tip spray pattern, whatever you choose to use it with. This thing has enough power to rinse, honestly, just about anything. I mean, You can adjust the conical spray pattern so you can get that nice pinpoint spray. But what I like the most about it is just the consistency and pressure.
Sure.
Right? Because you could strap the E foam, the E mount to it, and you could basically make it an E Multi Pro 12 if you wanted to do that. You're going to be having a less. You're going to have less pressure overall, like a less the max PSI that you would in comparison to just filling it up with the compressor, but you would have a consistent spray, right? And you would never have to pump it up at all whatsoever, because when Abon was telling us that it was something like the E cartridge on the Multi Pro 12 is able to refill it like.
It's pretty fast.
It was like something like 100 and something times. I can't remember how many times he said. It was something crazy.
You will be incredibly tired before that thing is done.
But the trade-off is that you're getting to, I can't remember, you're getting to 3.5 bars, I believe, with the E cartridge versus getting up to a full 4.5 if you go compressor. I'm trying to close my eyes and remember exactly what he said at SEMA. You can go back and rewatch the SEMA feed if you want to get the exact numbers, but essentially the Multi Pro 12 with a hit of a compressor, max out that PSI, you're going to have ridiculous amounts of pressure and spray capabilities.
Yeah.
With the E attachment on there, you're still going to get decent spray capabilities, but without maybe that topped out pressure. So
sure. So it's a small difference to pay. Now, I would say this one's interesting from InFocus here, saying, I wish IK would offer a longer hose that was flexible. It's the only thing I hate about my 12 is the hose is a PETA to deal with because it's too stiff.
So
the stiffness is a trade-off for durability. So it's kind of in between.
So the tint sprayer, right?
Yeah, I was about to get us into that because people will compare this to the tint sprayer.
So that's what's tough.
The price is very different, but the construction is different. Functionally, though, you can use them much in the same way.
So the tint sprayer has the flexible hose because it has a coiled hose.
So,
right?
Nick, if you could please pull up the tint sprayer. If you scroll down, it might be in the related products here, and just take a look. But it's a metal housing sprayer.
So, well... It is, but it has a coiled hose, right, without the wand. So basically, the tint sprayer just doesn't have the wand.
There it is.
But it has a coiled hose, and the coiled hose is phenomenal.
Yes.
Like, I love the coiled hose.
For the flexibility, that hose is the end-all be-all. That one is so good.
But now you're not getting the length of the wand, right?
Correct.
So, like, ideally, my perfect sprayer would be...
It's effectively a longer hose, though. It's a trade-off. So
you're getting
shorter
hose,
wand, longer hose.
I wish there was a wand attachment for the Tintin PPF sprayer because then you would actually have a little bit more distance, right?
Yeah.
And you would have the coiled hose. I just don't know at a certain point pressure passing through that much length of a hose and a wand, what are you losing, right?
I'm not sure you're losing very much because it's all contained within the circuit of the hose and stuff. The pressure should remain much the same until it's released.
Yeah. But the trade-off here, $350, right?
Yeah,
you're looking at $121 for one IK Multi Pro 12, right? Plus, or $350 for a window and tint.
Because historically,
sprayer.
we've had a lot of people. If you're in a professional shop, I feel like the tint and PPF sprayer is kind of a no-brainer because you'll get that money back fairly quickly. But if you're somebody who's like doing this, just kind of odd jobs and stuff, I think the 12 makes a lot more sense for more of like the hobbyist enthusiast side of things for someone who wants something with similar capabilities to the tint and PPF sprayer without having to go whole hog into that level. Because that tint and PPF sprayer will last like forever. And I feel like the actual like the plastic that IK uses for their housings, their bottles and stuff is really good. It's better than any other sprayers I can think of. I mean, metal is awesome certainly, but the plastic that IK uses is no joke. That stuff can withstand a lot. Yeah. So I really do feel like if we go back once again to the 12 Plus, that is a sweet spot for the people who are not necessarily gonna be, doing the hardcore stuff day in, day out all the time. Yeah, I think it's a good deal, especially at 121, because people had asked. They wanted to have something they could do rinseless washes with that was more substantial than like the Multi Pro 2, but they didn't necessarily want to go all the way to the tint sprayer. This now covers that middle base.
Yeah. Now the Multi Pro 12 Plus is, think it's a killer sprayer. I think
it's really all you need.
Yeah, you basically warm, rinseless wash in the garage. Season. You're going to get your compressor started up. You're going to get that powered up.
Yep.
You're going to be able to rinse off mostly everything that you would need to, especially even with these salted winters. I mean, that thing's got a ton of power to it. So that's another great thing to pick up. So I think that pretty much wraps it up as far as kind of highlighting some products. I mean, let us know what you guys think. And next week we might do this again to where we kind of highlight some more, maybe outside of the Rag Company website. We might go on Amazon and highlight some stuff. I was telling Dane maybe fun with that. We'll do some pressure washer hunting deals or something like that.
So I just wanted to do something a little bit different that wasn't just our weekends, that kind of stuff. So we can kind of tie the two together, but it's also a great opportunity because, hey, we're the Rag Company. We should remind you, if you haven't looked at our website lately, what actually there is going on there, but also we can expand outside of it and just kind of do like a little fun shopping vicariously through us. We're not buying anything on the stream, but it's just kind of showing, hey, what you could do. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Please, if you did, tell us in the comments below what you liked, what you didn't like, things you might want to see in the future. Did this kind of like awaken anything like, oh, they should do this? Please tell us down below. I'm listening, and I'm sure Nick is back there too. I noticed the viewership jumped up a lot when we started doing that, so it feels, just based on preliminary study here, that there's definitely an interest. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. If you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button, and please hit like on this video. Get it out in front of more people so that other people know what's going down at the TRC Podcast. Otherwise, that's really it. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. And on Thursday, keep an eye out on both channels. The Q&A could appear either place, but it's different this week because we're going to be doing a live detail during the Q&A. So it's kind of up in the production value a little bit because it's just around the corner. That's right. I'm not done talking yet. TRCMA is not that far away. They constantly remind us that we're only so many workdays away from it happening. And I'm here to tell you that TRCMA is happening. Not this year, but next year, because technically we're only like a few months away. So it's really pretty close. So, be on the lookout for that. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, type in TRCMA on our page, look up the videos, and see what happened in past years. We've been doing this for a while now, and I'm really proud of what the team is able to accomplish. And if more people watch it, it just makes it feel all the more, feels like there's a point, right? We enjoy doing it. So really, that's it, guys. All right, have a wonderful week. We'll see you on Thursday, whichever channel we're on, and take care until then. So have a good one.
See ya.